can give light to this whole room. They do not understand how a wooden, old, and like the hymnal says, it calls it an old rugged cross, can still occasion realities. We don't even know where the cross is now. It started as a physical structure, but it morphed into a spiritual structure, so that wherever I'm sitting in my house, I can still occasion that cross, and I can still behold it. And if I still yield according to the instruction, I will see the power of sin broken in my life. Somebody say amen. To them that perish, foolishness, but unto us which are saved, not unto us which will be saved, but unto us which are saved, we have embraced his foolishness, and his foolishness has occasioned a reality in us. We have been saved. The essence of this meeting is not evangelistic, so we are not talking about the first layer of the expression of the cross. What we are advertising is the second layer of the expression of the cross. I was sharing yesterday night on the three shapes of truth, and I was saying to them that every spiritual reality has at least three shapes. What the cross did that made us saved was that it destroyed the principle of sin. And when we talk of the principle, it's a repeated pattern that is engineered by the existence of a law. What was the original law? Thou shalt not eat of the fruit of this tree. In the day that you eat thereof, you shall die. That means in the day you eat thereof, you'll be separated from me, and you cannot be reconnected to me until you have finalized the separation. That's what Jesus came to do. I overheard, I was streaming, so I heard Pastor Dela speak about that, and that was great. That until somebody dies, until your progressive separation of God will not satisfy the justice system of God. There must be a final cutoff, that when we check, we find out that there's no spark of God life remaining in that person. That's final separation. So people began to act as people on a journey, progressive separation, because the sin of Adam set a pattern of existence in place. So if they say don't lie, you will lie because there's a law that supports your motion. You cannot will to want to journey back towards God. The only way to journey back is to end the journey. Are you getting my point? So when Jesus came on the cross, what he did was to deal with the legal system, and because he ended the journey, the principle of sin was dealt with. However, the cross goes beyond the dealing of the principle of sin. It advances into the second shape of sin, which is the power of sin, and that's what we're dealing with now. The power of sin is the dimension of sin that enslaves. Even though the legal reality has been fulfilled, the power of sin thrives on the unperfected nature of man, because the fall of man most expressed not in your body, not in your spirit, but in your soul. The soul that sinneth shall die. The soul that sinneth shall die. When the soul decided to subscribe to another pattern, that's your center of decision, which is your center of will, as a result of an intellectual reasoning. If we touch this fruit, we don't die. He said we'll be like God. Okay, it means we can be like God. It was in the soul. She beheld it, and she saw that it was good for food. It was an emotional expression. So because it happened in that sphere, the fracture is most felt there. Are you getting me? Spirit was disconnected from God, so it was in darkness, but your soul became the new governmental center. The new local government in your human existence became the soul. Unfortunately, that soul has not been saved, because the saving of the soul is a progressive work. So the cross now needs to begin to labor over that soul. So every time the enemy comes, he comes into that soul environment again to suggest things to you that will make you act act against where you have been. And the only way to quench it is to bring back the power of the cross now over your decisions, that just like the cross occasioned death in the Christ, that power of the cross will put to death every decision that will make you act against your new state. I'm going to give you scriptures for that, but